Hey guys, this is Ken Johnson. This is going to be a very short video. So what I have here is a mimosa tree. And so mimosas are not native to the United States. In fact, it is considered highly invasive in most southern states. And it thrives here in Florida. And the reason why I won't talk about this is not because I want to talk about it as a medicinal plant or as an invasive plant. Instead, I want to do a little bit of a precaution. You will look online and they'll talk about this plant as being a wonderful plant for melancholy, depression, dealing with unresolved emotional issues, panic attacks, you name it. And all that information is true to some extent. And you will see videos on how to make teas out of it, and you can take the stem, the bark off of it, and that bark you can boil it, not really boil it, bring the water up to a boil, cut the water off, put your bark into the water and let it steep. And then after about a 5 to 10 minute steep, that water will be urine colored yellow. The more bark you put in, the more yellow it becomes. It's very pronounced yellow, very bright, very vivid. And so people that are able to use it, they sing high praises. But there is a small percentage, and I'm one of them, that if you take this, it will actually cause burning of the throat. It'll cause burning of the tongue. And the more you imbibe, the worse it gets. So most of the data is from China on this, because this is an Asian plant. This is where it comes from. And so it's hard to get credible information, and the credible information that you do get from over there normally is not translated, and you don't have a great basically don't have a great relation between the scientists in, say, China and the scientists in America. And that's due for socio-economic reasons, a whole bunch of reasons. But the data coming from China says that about 4 to 7% of the population have this issue, and that they don't know why. And because of that, you need to be careful. So they're trying to investigate why it is that people have this issue and why they do not respond. I'm not saying don't use it. I mean, it comes, you know, it's everywhere. And part of the reasons why it grows so easily is that on the bark here, there is some little white nodes. And I'll show a video of that right here where you can see the white nodes on it. And anywhere that touches the ground, so if you break it off, throw it on the ground, and it gets a little bit of moisture, it'll root. So all parts of the bark will root. And so then, of course, it's it produces this legume-like bean. After right now, it don't have any blooms on it, but around late spring to early summer, around 4th of July here in Northwest Florida, you'll get these pink flowers that bloom, and I'll show a picture of that here that you can see what it looks like. And I mean, it's a gorgeous plant, don't get me wrong. And then they'll produce this bean-like seed, and then they reproduce by the seeds as well. So they have multiple ways that they reproduce by propagation. You know, you can just do cuttings and they grow crazy, or you can do seeds. But I'm not saying don't use it medicinally. There's enough of it around. It grows so rapidly and it's so abundant. It's a great resource for anybody that's dealing with some issues, but try a small amount. Get it to where it's just barely yellow, and give it a try. Now, for me, I get this smell to it that almost makes me want to vomit. So if you notice when you cut the greens that you just get nauseated just from the smell of it, there's a high chance that you will be part of that population that cannot ingest this, and that it'll cause burning. And so that's what the research has shown. That's what I've experienced myself. So just because somebody on YouTube says to do it, that's great because they read a book or they watched a video. That doesn't mean that they're an expert. It means that they got a video camera and access to put out information. I'm not saying that this plant is bad. I'm just saying it's not for everybody. Herbal remedies are not safer than medicine. Don't get that in your head. You can take a herbal remedy and it actually counteract the prescription drugs you're taking. Mint is real bad about that. You can take a herbal remedy and it will actually cause you to overdose on medicine. Grapefruit's really good with that one. So you can do something with herbs and it interact regular medications you're taking. You can decide that you want to do herbs and it will actually be more harmful than prescription drugs. So be aware of it. That's all I'm saying. Just be aware of this. It's a wonderful plant. It can be used ethically, safely for some people, and other people not so much. Everybody is unique. And so you need to judge accordingly, study up on this stuff, and just because somebody on YouTube says it's a good idea or that you should do it, don't necessarily go along with it. Find out for yourself. Be safe. I hope you found this video to be informative, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.